Hey, Composer Gloves here. I'm wearing a hat, and today we're going to be talking about creating a sense of space with delays. A lot of people use reverbs. I use reverbs very heavily, but delays offer a very nice sense of space that simply can't be achieved with reverbs. If you ever go to a big canyon and say hello, and you hear hello, 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 that gives you a real big sense of space without all the extra shh in the middle. So you can get a much tighter sound using a delay. So I have here a track called Desert Paradise, and at the beginning I use delays and some panning to really open up the sound and give you a sense of like what I'm sort of going for is a close texture, but also where it sounds like trail off, like we're in some sort of a canyon or something. So I'm going to play it for you and just come up. I'll go up a little ways, probably somewhere into here or something. But here we go. Listen for the delays and how it affects your sense of space of that sound. And I do automate them on and off. I'm automating them because they all go to a send because I use delay quite a bit. So I was like, I just make a send for it. All right, cool. So you see that I don't really actually introduce reverb until we get to the voice, and then you can hear some reverb on it, introducing a different sense of space. It really does change your opinion of where the voice is. Whereas over here, we're using primarily delays. And so something you may not have realized is I'm automating the delay with the hat. I have this hat going on, and as I move it around, I can't remember which hat it was because I have a couple. There is one that's got a delay on it. Maybe it's this guy. But anyways, one of them has a delay, and I'm using it to create the fundamental rhythm, and I influence that rhythm by changing it. Now, this is the delay to send. So it's being automated to this send to create some interesting, more dynamic rhythms instead of creating a sense of space. These guys down here, like the lead and the tom and stuff, so it's like do 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 do. One of those things. Those things are being automated on and off. And I'm doing this when I feel like I want to create a sense of space. And so it sounds like they're really close and then they trail off, giving you a sense that you're like in a canyon or something. You know, when you yell, you go echo, 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 echo. So one of those things. So it's sort of similar to that, which is really a cool way of creating a sense of space instead of using reverb. I don't even resort to reverb till I get here. Later on, we get to a sense where there's like a lot of reverb, and that makes it feel like you're in a very different type of space than you're over here. So using delays can often be a great alternative to reverbs, but sometimes a reverb is what you need. Or a delay is what you need. It just depends on the effect you're going for. So here I've got delays in use here, and I often combine these effects to do all sorts of interesting things. Like you saw that I like to put a delay and a reverb right after each other. So I have like a verb send and a delay, but there's one track on here that's got it, at least one. See, here's a delay. There's just lots of delays. One thing that makes it unique is if you do the delay and the reverb, then you're delaying it and sending it through a reverb. It sounds really like shh. It really makes it sound like it's a really interesting effect that I suggest you experiment with. But here we get a different sense of space. Check this out.
You are going through a portal to another dimension. A wonderful world full of mystic paradise. Prepare yourself to move your body. Welcome to Desert Paradise.
So yeah, very cool. And you can tell that this uses a lot of reverb, but there's delays in there too. Like this is like a voice that I like messed up and like chopped up a bunch. So it's going like or whatever. And I'm panning that around, just doing weird stuff. This is just weird. And then also this Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. This guy is got obviously some reverb on it, but what's interesting about it is I'm also filtering it in really weird ways. Because normally, oh, this thing sounds far away, it's missing high content, that's like sort of a giveaway. But when it's being filtered the way I'm filtering it right now, it's sort of like, I don't know where this thing is, but the reverb helps you identify it as a space. So it's kind of a useful thing for that sort of thing. That's why when you instantly put that's why sometimes when you put reverb on something, it instantly sounds more real. It's because you had it existing in some space no one has ever heard before, like no space, and then all of a sudden you put reverb, now like, oh, I have an idea of where this sound exists, and suddenly it becomes much more believable. So anyways, that's some things about using delays. Over here I actually turn a delay on, and there's various delays here. You can see I'm also using one of those phase delays I talked about in the types of delay video like 2 videos ago, and in there I talk about like what I'm doing here. So I'm automating on and on stereo image in just interesting ways. So that's what's going on there. That's an example of creating some space with delays. It's not like that crazy. And obviously on this case for the delay, I'm using a ratio, I believe it's at 4. It is at 4. So you could use 2, it's completely up to you. You could try automating some of these parameters. Some of them don't automate well, and in some plugins, they don't automate at all. Like they make zipper noise and stuff. Others create unusual bends and pitch shifts and stuff. So it's just really, really cool ways of using delays. If you have any questions, let me know. Do you have anything you want to add to anything I've said? Subscribe and have a blessed day.